the guys over at 343. Tip for Bonnie Ross, you know, underneath Go Siami's hat is another hat. So you'll never, you'll never remove that. But with that being said, though, we're moving on here. The game has started. It is going to be Team Slayer on Shrine between STK and Str8 Rippin.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this game 2 kick off. You know, in the first match of Shrine, we saw Believe the Hype do some serious damage right there in the last seconds of the match. Shrine, a map, and of course Team Slayer that has the potential to go to the very last seconds of the match. So excited to see what we're going to have here.
Yeah, I know. It's I tell you, man, it's going to be intense because I have to ask you this. I want to see World 2 grab that snipe and do work, right? I mean, that's definitely going to be the player for me. On the other side, Str8, you know, we didn't really get to see him, you know, heat up with that sniper rifle. He went after it numerous times, and he just never really got his bearings together with it. Also, Ryan too is another guy that you got to look out for that too. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays, how this all unfolds. As Ryan will be on your screen, but we'll come back as Str8 does get the sniper. So I'll visit him in a little bit. Back over to Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan right now, he sees the rockets are there. He's going to grab those and try to lock down ring control. Finds one player. And Randall trying to somehow get that rocket off and fails to do so. So we'll see what's going on with the 2 sniper rifles that are in play. Str8 barely staying alive. Royal 2 has the other sniper rifle on the STK side.
Which is pretty much exactly what I said. I mean, Royal 2, you know, you got to trust this kid. He's going to do work with it. He's going to have to back away from that one. Pressure coming around, though, as that's actually going to be a player who's going to be...
That's some poor communication there from the Str8 Rippin roster to not know that Royal 2 was right there. They do end up getting the kill, but that should have been relayed to Roy as he pushes on. Now STK down to an early deficit, 6-4, down by 2.
Yep, and Royal 2 actually is going to have to run away from here. And what's crazy is that, you know, that sniper has been given away pretty much at this point because it's on the other side of the map. They spawned, you know, opposite. So not good for STK. As I'm trying to see who has snipers here for Str8 Rippin. It seems like Str8 has one sniper for his team, and there has to be another one.
And I think that's actually the only sniper rifle in play. Golden Boy surveying the screens. That is the only sniper rifle in play. So we'll see if he can continue to extend this lead. But as I was saying, Golden Boy, Shrine has the potential to play quickly or slowly, much like other Team Slayer maps. You know, especially when you do have a symmetrical map, teams can start to collapse and really control the base. Now we're seeing a little bit of that slow play begin right now. 6-4, Str8 just kind of watching his team's back and looking for the right opportunity to strike.
Yeah, Roy's actually getting to you know, a fight over at the ring 2. I think Ryan was getting pressured over by the bridge on the right side, and T2 also is laying down some cover fire as best he could, but still though it hasn't really been much action yet from either team, as STK is kind of just biding their time and waiting for that opportunity to push. And I think Ryan, if he commits way too much, could be, you know, he has to be careful about that. Alternatively, though, Ryan doing that could be viewed as very intelligent because that could prompt a player on the right side to push up way too much. And then, you know, Str8 is going to be there for the connection, you know, thus punishing that player.
Yeah, we'll see what he's able to do here.
Oh, finds body.
As we talked about earlier in the tournament, no matter what the game type, there are different ways that you can, you know, screw up and let the other team get control of the map, all the weapons, etc. And what you don't want to do is ever be the person in the game that lets that happen. So all these players playing very cautiously right now.
Yeah, I like what Ryan Noob's doing, though. He's just trying to bait them out as best he possibly can. But wait a minute, though. Roy actually pushing up over in ring 2. So I had to switch over because if, you know, I thought there was actually going to be an STK member there. That nade's going to bounce right off that bank off that wall. Snakebite is going to be hanging out down there. And Roy is going to push up alongside with T2. T2 gets Snakebite. Roy having to move away from this one, though, as he manages to stay alive.
Yeah, right now T2 looks like he was helping on that rush, so still 7-5. These two teams exchange 1 kill, still a 2-kill lead for Str8 Rippin. On the slow start here on Shrine, both teams still trying to feel each other out and see which team can get map control first. Sniper still in the hands of Str8 as he's looking to hit those shots.
Yep, and looking here to see Str8 with the snipe. He gets the body shot, so his teammates should be there for the cleanup, and that's exactly what happens as he gets that assist medal. That's actually going to be 3 down there for STK as Str8 Rippin's just running right through them. Roy able to take out Ogre 2 there, and Str8 just continuing to lay down fire, finding a player across map. Roy getting more kills as he takes out Hines, finally getting cleaned up. I had to go to him. He has 5 kills presently. I'll just stick with him off the respawn.
Yeah, now 12-8. Nice job here from Str8 Rippin. They got to be feeling good. Str8 is laying down the law with that sniper rifle, extending their lead to 4. And of course, in a game that is this pace, a 4-kill lead is pretty significant. 11 minutes left, and we'll see if they can expand upon this, but looks like STK says no now, 12-9.
Yep, and Royal 2 is going to get taken out by Roy, but Roy alternatively will get dropped by Snakebite. And you're looking around at the screens, you see Str8. He still has a sniper. That's pretty much been his whole thing. And that plasma pistol coming out.
Yeah, might have taken himself out there with that grenade, so he drops as well as T-Squared drops. So Ryan New has the rocket launcher. If we do want to switch over to Ryan New, picks up that first kill, now 16-14, trying to shoot a long-distance rocket, can't do so, but wisely brings back the rockets and says, hey guys, I got some toys. Let's hang out in ring together. Now 17-14, 3-kill lead.
Yeah, 3-kill lead for Str8, continuing to maintain their control. And it's pretty much been the whole thing about this series. I mean, Str8 has been in the driver's seat, you know, in that lockdown King of the Hill game. Now looking here at Shrine Team Slayer, they've been in control, and when you control the pace of the game, is nothing but good things can happen here. And with Ryan just holding the rockets, that is the middle being guarded 110%. They're just free to move wherever they want to move.
Yeah, that's right. And a nice job here, from that team. If you want to switch over to Snakebite, this is the first we've seen of the sniper rifle from him. We'll see if he can connect here and get his team back in this match. For all intents and purposes, still a tied game here. Only 2 kills in the Team Slayer Sanctuary. Pretty much can go either way, especially when you have the sniper rifle in the hands of a player like Snakebite.
Yeah, Snakebite looking over in the middle. He's going to find one player, but he's not going to waste the shot just yet. But there goes that rocket, so they know, like, Ryan still has shot. Like, and the rockets are going to fall there on the snipe bridge, as that call-out has certainly been made, and the rockets will now go to STK, who are looking to climb back from a 2-point deficit here, 18-16.
Yeah, rockets fall into the hands of the very capable Ogre 2, who's now trying to make his way around the ring. You'll see right now he's around the jump-up area. Going to want to use this rocket wisely. If he sees a player in ring, he can quickly take them out. Surveying the area, he certainly has the advantage here, but looks like he's going to find no one in ring, indicating that the enemy team is still inside their base. Right here, you kind of see Ogre 2 peeking out and trying to get a look.
Well, as soon as Roy was going, actually Str8 ended up getting taken out by Snakebite, so that sniper battle ended up going into favor of STK, but I just want to point out, like, as soon as Roy lost those rockets, you know that he was telling his teammates, like, do not push ring, because you will get annihilated with a rocket. But there's only one left, though, so Ogre 2 has to make good of it. This could be the rocket that allows them to make a push happen. What would you know, you're the coach in this situation, Bravo. What are you calling for these guys to do?
Look at that, rockets. Look, it looks like rocketing that area, Golden Boy. Typically, when you do something like that, you're going to be looking if someone's hiding in that hiding spot, typically referred to as the wall sheet. I think he might have got a hit marker there, so he knows the player is there.
With an aid.
But unfortunately, that rocket did not connect. But Golden Boy, right now, the biggest thing is to get one player weak and start to pick those players off one by one. And if the opportunity presents itself, you want to entirely push into the enemy base and kind of cycle them out. Now, kills being exchanged right there as Roy does take out Snakebite. And Ogre 2 is forced to push up and help out Hines. It finds T-Squared, not able to kill, though. Both teams doing a nice job switching out.
Yep, that's right. Jumping over now to Snakebite, who was not able to assist his teammate there. Ogre 2 ended up getting picked. There's a lot of pressure coming around as Str8 actually advancing forward. STK just getting caught with their pants down here as Str8 have control yet again. Now Snakebite does grab that sniper. He won that battle against Str8 earlier. Of course, you know, we'll see how this pans out. I don't know who has a sniper for Str8 right now, but Snakebite definitely needs to make some plays happen as STK is going to be down by 5.
Yeah, Snakebite trying to hit that sniper with this deficit right now. They don't want to let this get away. Keep in mind, if you're just joining us, game 1 of this series, this is winners bracket round 2, did go to Str8. STK only 1 game away from getting sent to the losers bracket. They cannot afford to lose this match.
Yeah, I mean, you know, in the losers bracket right now, you currently have VWS as well as TCM and Optic Gaming. So
you don't want to go there.
You don't want to go. It's no bueno.
Yeah.
But it seems like Str8 is going to get picked. Actually, will pick Ogre 2. Apologies there, as Ogre 2 got a little too overzealous and pushed up over by Ring 2. And looking now at Roy, who has a shotgun as well as the BR Ring 2. This is great work for him. This is exactly what you want to see. He is close range covered 100%.
Yeah, he's in a great spot. It doesn't look like anyone from STK is trying to push up just yet, but there is a player in this courtyard. He's about to check the area, I believe, in that same spot that we referred to before, known as the wall sheet. He might find a player right on there who will push out and try to engage him. We'll see if that happens, but it looks like Ogre 2 is actually thinking about and chucking grenades in right now. We'll see if Roy can avoid those.
Yeah, and Roy sees that grenade right across from him, so that could be the grenade that allows him to check the wall sheet area. But with that being said, though, looking over at Snakebite. Back to STK now, trying to make some moves. 24-17. It's a stalemate, guys. I mean, but if you are Str8, you're feeling good because you don't have to push. They have to push.
That's right. You are sitting pretty if you are Str8. A nice lead here, and also, of course, being only one game away from advancing into those winner bracket finals. So we'll have to see if they're able to pull this out. But you're right, the pressure is on STK. Snakebite is going to need to make some moves with the sniper rifle and make it happen. T-Squared and Ogre 2 having a brief exchange, but both players will back down as neither wants to give up kills at this point. What we're going to wait for here, Golden Boy, is the rockets dropping. That's going to be a huge point, and they do drop it. Let's see if they're able to get them. That Str8 who stole the rocket launcher. He gets taken out. A double kill. They're now 25-19. Misses that third shot, though. We are now at still a 6-kill game, so not much of a change there, but the rockets do fall, so we'll see what the status is with those. We'll keep an eye on them. Snakebite hitting that body shot. We'll see if that can get cleaned up. But it looks like two players from Str8 in ring right now, and we're still 27-19. Overall, that engagement going in favor of Str8. They're still up by 8.
This is the worst situation for STK. They have to make moves, and they know that Str8 has all the tools possible to stop them. But I think Ogre 2 might have the rocket. So I stand corrected. This is a pretty... it's a pretty big thing here, but that snipe, though, coming through. I mean, Ogre 2 needs to be careful. He could have been picked off easily there.
Yep.
And now they have to think about how they're going to engage in ring 2.
Yeah, Str8 is looking to pick off Ogre 2, and now you see Ogre 2 being very careful, jumping on those rocks, making sure he doesn't pop into those sight lines. Now jumping into ring, does not see any players. Once again, a little bit of deja vu for Ogre 2, as he just had this rocket scenario, and they were not able to gain the lead off of it. We'll see if he can turn that around this time.
Yeah, and you know that one player is going to be hanging out over by the Carbine Bridge, right? So for Str8, and alternatively, you have Ogre 2.
It looks like right now it looks like a nice pickup there as Str8 picks up one more kill. Roy jumps into ring, gets a backpack. Somehow Ogre 2 did not see that. Roy retreats now with the sniper rifle, just adding one kill to their lead.
And that's the thing; they're just chipping away at them.
That's
and it's very. I can only imagine how frustrating this will be for STK because they can't quite find what they want to do. And that's actually going to be a player propped up in the air, courtesy of that rocket. Teammate is going to go for the cleanup, though, and now Ogre 2 is looking to push. You see the battle rifle just whizzing by him. That's going to be Roy, who also has a sniper rifle, so Ogre 2 has to be careful about that, considering all things Roy, his aim is just absolutely impeccable. Alternatively, though, Ogre 2 just continuing to linger around here. Snakebite's going to get picked off by a sniper, and this means that Ogre 2 with this rocket.
The game is starting to fall apart here for STK. Str8 is still dominating with the sniper rifle. Back at the Str8 side, Ogre 2 not hitting the rockets that he needs to right now. Shooting again, hits that rocket though. Now 32-20, a 12-kill game. Make that 13.
Yeah, Snakebite now looking to see if he can make some noise in the front of the base. It's going to find Roy over by rocks. And things are going to slow down again. 14-point lead for Str8. They're playing this one so right. I mean, there's no reason for them to push up on them. They could bait and switch. They could do whatever they want, but they got kills to give away here, and it's definitely showing.
Yeah, we certainly do. I didn't catch who it was, but someone on the Str8 side has 16 kills, which is pretty frightening at this point. We'll pull that stat up in just a second. 37-22. Str8 still feeling pretty good about how they are in this match. Now make it 38-22. Like you said, Golden Boy, chipping away at that score.
That's right. I'm going to actually take a look at Ryan because I want to see who has...
Looks like that is Roy. Roy now, as we said, Roy, a threat in any game, any Halo game that he picks up, he can do some serious damage now. Looks like he has either 16 or 17 kills at this point. Alone, he almost matches the STK kill count at 24.
It's just, it's insane to see Roy just go off like this. Just such a huge factor for Str8. A smart pickup by T-Squared as well. When I saw Roy on that roster, I was like, wow, that was from left field. I thought he was done. And every time you think Roy is done, he just comes back and he's better than ever. It's absolutely shocking.
Yeah, it looks like not surprised that T-Squared would pick him up. But Snakebite does get a flag as Roy is taken out. Roy does has 17 kills. Amazing stuff from him in this match. Unheard of in a Team Slayer, and the game isn't even close to done.
Well, I mean, it is 41-27. 9 points left here. 1 minute, 40 seconds left on the clock. I mean, at this point in time, it just seems as if Str8, they're poised to be able to take this, but Roy can't quite win it against Hines there. As we jump over to T-Squared, 43-29, as STK has not crossed the 30-kill threshold yet. They just managed to do so. It's a 13-kill game here. and they have 1:20 to work with. This is not the kind of time that you want to see on the clock if you're an STK fan, because they don't have a lot to work with.
Yeah, and straight Rippin now, either they will close this game out very quickly, or we will see the time run out, because with only a minute left, Str8 has no reason to push. Like you said, they're about to head to the winner's bracket final as long as they don't make a wild series of mistakes.
How crazy is it? Rippin is potentially going to go to the winner bracket final. T2 was the last person to pick his team and to announce his team. And again, making some pickups like Str8 as well as Ryanoob, and can't forget about Roy. It definitely was something that paid off. 48-31, 2 kills remaining as T2 and company are looking good. Roy looking to get the connections. That's going to be the 49th kill. Can he line up the 50th as Str8 is actually advancing forward? And that's going to be the rocket, 2 of them forward, and that's going to do it as Rippin is going to the winner's bracket finals to meet up against Believe the Hype.
And you see all smiles and high fives around there in the Rippin booth. They got to feel good. Finishing out the night, of course, with that 2-0 victory over STK, another tournament favorite. They win King of the Hill on lockdown as well as Team Slayer on Shrine. Looked like without really a problem.
It's kind of nuts to say. I mean, a lot of people had said, again, Optic Gaming in the finals against STK. That will not happen now, guaranteed. You have Rippin and Believe the Hype. One of these teams will be going forward to play for $20,000, and Roy, 21-9. I mean, it just, again, solid showing from him. But I also want to highlight T2 too. 10 and 9 assists, 8 deaths. And then on the other side, you have Ryanoob with 8 assists too. Like, definitely just helping out their team as much as they feasibly can. That is some good stuff there out of Rippin. A well-deserved victory, but STK is not out of it just yet. And I mean, again, the losers bracket right now, it's a death pit. Yeah, it's a scary place.
It is. I don't even want to see it. I'm glad that it's happening tonight. There's going to be a few matches coming up, and we'll see the results. Also, we'll have losers bracket matches tomorrow as well.
That's right.
But also got to say, Str8 going 12-5 with the sniper rifle. Those are great numbers as well. Yeah. Setting his team up for success there. It seemed like every time we looked down at his screen that he had a sniper rifle in hand and that he was hitting headshots. So I got to say, a great job from the Rippin squad all around.
Yeah, just very impressed with them. This was a team that I was very excited about. When I saw the announcement, I was like, oh, I like this combination, because I'm a big Str8 fan. I think he's a great player. I remember him at the Halo 4 Global Championships. Just shy of being able to make it into the finals there. Just so much talent from him. But Ryanoob's always been that guy who's stepped it up when he needed to, and it's definitely, this is when you need to step up. And then, of course, Roy. I mean, need I say more? The guy had 17 kills at one point. He made up for a good portion of the kills that his team had. But now it seems like we have Clutch down to the floor with our friend T2 yet again. Clutch, what's going on, buddy?
I think, gentlemen, what's going on is that this guy's on fire along with the rest of his team. They are looking phenomenal so far. Really strong fundamentals, really strong pushing and pulling when it comes to attack and defense. How proud are you about your team's performance right now?
Oh, man, I'm stoked. And we were so confident coming in here. We actually never played either of those game types before. As a team, we never played Lockout King. We never played Sank. And once we won that first game, that was just a huge momentum boost for us. And I hope you guys enjoyed that at home, because that was fun to play.
We saw a lot of pushing and pulling happening on the attack and the defense, but in the end, you had this total control by your aggressiveness. But we also saw some really good individual play on some of the teammates that you have. Ryanoob and Roy performed very, very well. What was it about some of their performances or overall that you really saw the strengths of your choices for who you chose for your team?
Well, it's just an overall team effort, and communication is a big part. I don't know if you guys can have a listen in there on what's going on, but, we want to win this tournament bad, and we're a selfless team, and like I said, we're going for that #1 spot.
How crucial was it to understand and control the power weapons on those maps? Because as you mentioned, you haven't played these maps or this game type on this map yet.
For sure. Our teamwork was ridiculous, and big shout out to Walshy, the legend, the god. And he had our back that entire time, and I'm just so happy and proud of the guys, and I can't wait for BTH tomorrow.
Last match of the night tonight. What do you guys have planned when it comes to preparation? You gonna hit the sticks? You gonna take it easy?
We're going to get a little team bonding going in. We have one king bed in our room, so we're all going to lay in that bed.
I'm sorry, we'll change that if that's happened.
No, we're just gonna talk strategy, go out and have a nice dinner to celebrate, and get ready for tomorrow. Start talking strat.
All right, we're going to see you tomorrow against Believe the Hype. Best of luck in that matchup. That does it for all the matches today. We have a couple more words from the desk, and then I'll join you guys at the very end. Stay tuned. Let's hear from Golden Boy and Bravo. Gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Clutch. And yes, you definitely see the confidence there from T-Squared. Again, I just want to highlight, like, when, the teams were announced and, you saw all these rosters kind of pop up. T-Squared was the last, he was the last one, right? It was just no one knew who he was going to go after. I was watching a lot of his streams. He was scrimming with guys like Arcanum, and of course Str8 and a couple other folks. And then when this roster was announced, I was like, oh man, this is good. Because I remember the last time I had the opportunity to cast Roy was at UMG Halo when he just went absolutely absurd and just dominated, right? And I felt Roy could easily do that again. And he did it. He did it right there in this game. I mean, 17 kills at that point in the game when we checked him out. That's nothing to to shake a rattle on. I mean, that was some incredible stuff. Alternatively, the rest of the squad, I mean, has just been performing throughout this entire series. They had a tough matchup against TCM. They were able to take care of that one. And STK, that's another great team. Man, I mean, the losers bracket is a scary place right now.
Yeah, I was actually going to say, if you look at the caliber of the players that Roy just went 17-9 against, right? We were talking earlier today about how talented that STK squad is. That Roy could put up those numbers against those players, that's something special.
Yeah, that's right, guys. So it seems like we have the bracket up as well, and I want to kind of just dive into this and revisit what we had today. So with that being said, you have TCM Gaming losing to VWS, so they are out of the tournament. They're going to be facing off against the agency, and then on the other side, Optic Gaming versus STK. The match everyone thought would be in the finals is going to be taking place as match number 9 here in this competition.
Yeah, that's wild. We're also going to have that match tomorrow morning, once again, starting at 10:30 a.m. PST. Make sure you tune in. We're going to have every single match for the rest of the tournament brought to you. Golden Boy and myself will be bringing you that action. That's coming tomorrow. Really excited, obviously, about all those matches. And like you said, the fact that match 9 is the match that many expected for the final, I think we've got some great matches ahead.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even then, you're talking about the agency and VWS. That's going to be one heck of a battle, too. Really looking forward to that one. But, yeah, and then you have the winner bracket final, right? You got to talk about that. Believe the Hype, against Straight Rippin. It's, Believe the Hype looked so good in their matchup against the agency. It seemed like the agency just struggled in a lot of areas, and I don't know if maybe it was just Believe the Hype just showing up, or if it was maybe the agency, struggling a bit, because they showed up big time against Optic Gaming.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like surprising to see. I at that point had the agency going all the way. But now that Believe the Hype and Straight Rippin, we know are going to be in the winner bracket finals, I guess, you've known these guys for such a long time. Who do you think is, looking good going into this one? And no prediction, because predictions suck. Yeah, I guess, what are your thoughts in regards to that?
I don't know. I think BTH looks like a tough team to beat right now. If I was Straight Rippin, I wouldn't. I know T-Squared is confident in playing them,
yeah.
But I would definitely be worried about them. And to that end, I'm sure he's also considering them as a real threat. I do have to say, T-Squared, his team is playing phenomenally. As you said, I think he made great picks, and it's awesome to see them going through this tournament and doing so well. On the same way, BTH not taking Straight Rippin lightly. I think,
yeah.
But if I had to pick a team that that would needs to come out of the gate immediately, it's Straight Rippin. I mean, they need to put up a fight right away and make sure that they're pushing BTH back every chance they get, because as we saw earlier in the tournament, BTH, super aggressive team, native and legit, can come flying at you. They have such talented shots. They have such great map movement.
Yeah.
So looking forward to seeing that match of the winners bracket final tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be some exciting stuff, guys. That's going to wrap things up for us here at day 1, but we still have Clutch, who's going to, close the show for us here. So take it away, Clutch.